increase to the living wage could look to help improve the labour market. It now sits at $26 an hour, $3.30 above minimum wage. It's an almost 10% rise since last year. Infometrics chief economist Brad Olson told Kate Hawkesby we could see businesses re-evaluate the offers they put on the table.
Businesses are having to compete a lot more for talent than they have before. Then perhaps the living wage relative to another business that's not paying it, that could well get you over the line to secure another employee.
Accredited living wage employers will pay the new rate by September 1st. New data shows nearly half of retail burglaries are committed by youths, but 51% don't face court. Data released to Newshub covers a 10-month period last year. Instead of court, half saw consequences like family group conferences and warnings, while some were let off altogether. Police Association President Chris Hipkins told Kate Hawkesby it's frustrating for both cops and retailers.
It's the challenge with youth offending. I mean, what do you do? What are the consequences when some of these people come from backgrounds that you can't do any more harm to them than the harm that's already been done as they grow up?
Chris Hipkins' honeymoon in the polls could be over with a possible cabinet reshuffle this week. Beehive sources say the Prime Minister may announce changes during today's post-cabinet press conference. It follows Stuart Nash's sacking last Tuesday, which could see a new face brought to the table. Newstalk ZB political editor Jason Wall says Hipkins is starting to realise the realities of governance.
The job of a Prime Minister is more like a glorified firefighter, where you march from one fire to the other, putting them out. The next major poll will be extremely interesting to see how the public has seen his disaster management skills.
Ukraine will be top of mind for foreign ministers as they meet at NATO in Brussels this week. Nanaya Mahutas travelled to Europe for a meeting with her counterparts before travelling to Sweden for a short bilateral visit. Waikato University international law professor Al Gillespie says Russia's invasion of Ukraine will be top of the agenda.
And what they're doing with this, by getting the foreign ministers in, is to make sure everyone's on the same page when it comes to resupplying support for the Ukraine.
COVID learned vaccination tactics are needed to address falling childhood immunisation rates. In the last quarter of last year, just under 69% of children were fully vaccinated at 6 months, a drop of 11% in 3 years. While rates vary across age milestones, Health Minister Aisha Verrill says the decline's concerning. She says they're using pandemic tools like whānau-based approaches, and a task force will deliver further advice in the coming months.
What I'm looking for from the task force is how do we get these approaches that we know work operating at the scale we need.
Pope Francis has presided over a mass in St. Peter's Square on Palm Sunday, a day after he left hospital where he was treated for bronchitis. Thousands of people attended the mass, one of the longest services on the church's calendar. The Pope offered thanks for the prayers and support he's received.
I thank you for joining me and also for your prayers, which intensified in recent days. I truly thank you.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald. Click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.